I don't know a lot about you, Mahir replied by tapping his finger on the sofa side. I just know that your last business wasn't only a flop, but it also burdened you with a lot of debt, and the people from whom you took all that debt are now threatening you. One of them is your brother-in-law. I understand how it affects your personal life. All the nerves in the body of Kaif became tense, and there was a frown clear visible on his head. What do you want from me? He asked. I just want to help you, said Mahir Farid. Kaif looked at him and he was smiling. Was these the eyes of a psychopath as he read on Facebook? How? He said. He wanted to say why, but it slipped out his mouth. I have a job offer for you, said Mahir Kaif heard himself saying to him. Run away, otherwise you will be in a huge trouble. But he was so helpless that he really wanted to hear the offer of Mahir Farid. If you work for me for a few months, I will not only pay off all your debts, but I will also help you set up a new business. It's not difficult for me. You should have known this much about me by now, said Mahir. His sympathy sounds fake to Kaif. What will I have to do? Asked Kaif. Mahir smiled wholeheartedly, finally. He picked up that diary from the table and took a picture from the diary and placed it on the table. It was a close-up picture of a girl. She was smiling in that picture. Her eyes were green, brown hair were tied up in a bun, her face was clear of any scars or pimples. She was indeed very pretty. Do you know this girl? Asked Mahir Kaif, nodded his head. She is a close friend of your cousin Sephora, replied Mahir. Okay, said Kaif. Sephora was his rich cousin. They meet after months, and in those meetings she only guides him about getting established. He got irritated, therefore he no longer meet her. Sephora helped this girl to get a bodyguard many times, but not a single guard stays longer with her. Recently, she asked her to get her a guard again, said Mahir. The old man was looking at them both during the entire conversation. Okay, said Kaif. Kaif, you will ask Sephora to recommend you for the bodyguard position for this girl. Anyway, a few years back you worked for 2 months as a security guard. You have experience and you also need this job. I am sure Sephora won't deny it. It's just this simple task, said Mahir. You want me to be the bodyguard of Sephora's friend, but may I ask why? Replied Kaif. Mahir's smile was disappeared, frowned. In this type of work, you should not be asking about why, but you should be asking about the price, said Mahir in a dry tone. For a few seconds, there was a complete silence in the room. Look, you have to tell me about my job. What will I be doing there? What will my purpose be? I know I have problems, but I won't do anything wrong, said Kaif. He speaks a lot, said Mahir to his manager. The manager comes closer to Kaif and take out a paper from his pocket and hand it over to Kaif. Kaif looked at the amount written on the paper and count the numbers once, twice. In the state of shock, he looked at Mahir. What do you want in return? Asked Kaif. No one pays you such substantial amount to do anything right, Mahir answered in a straightforward manner. Kaif reread the amount on paper and bowed down his head. To be someone's guard means to be with her like her shadow and harm her? Sorry, I won't be able to do this, said Kaif while his head was still down. Mahir Farid looked at him and Than stood up, loosened his tie and started walking from left to right in front of the window. Kaif looked at him. Okay, it's your wish. Don't accept my offer, but what else would you do? Said Mahir politely. Because of the loss in business and debts, your social life is finished. An unestablished man's respect is reduced to half. He no longer meets people. He becomes a lounge lizard. He never leaves his home, and if he does, he wears shoes like this, said Mahir, pointing towards his shoes. Kaif looked down and tried to hide his shoes, which wasn't possible. On the other hand, there is my offer, said Mahir. You just have to work for me for 2 months, only 2 months. Along with that, you can continue your photography and make your business plans. After 2 months, I will help you establish your business, and my team will handle the marketing and networking, everything. Only 2 months, said Mahir, by making a victory sign. You would have made anyone do this work for you? Then why me? Asked Kaif. You will do my work or not? Asked Mahir angrily. Kaif Jamal, face turned red. Oh, you're in a hurry? What if I go back to Sephora and tell her that someone wants to spy on her friend? Replied Kaif. Mahir looked at him and started laughing.